The question we've been investigating in class is what will fall faster, a heavy object or a light one? To answer this question, we designed experiments involving the dropping of a variety of different balls.
Don't be mad. It's nearly impossible to do this experiment fairly in our science classroom. Even if you design your test to be as fair as possible, there are just too many things you can't control.
For example, the time it takes an object to fall a few meters to the ground is less than a second. Your brain and eyes can't track something moving that quickly.
If you were clever enough to use slow motion video, it might be a little bit easier, but it will still be happening really fast. If you watch your slow motion video carefully, you'll notice that your objects did not always fall side by side, or that you didn't always drop them from the exact same height or spot.
This is because it's nearly impossible to drop them the same way no matter how carefully you try. Chances are you put more spin on one ball than the other, either by holding it more tightly or having one in your dominant hand. This means the two balls won't follow the same path to the ground, and that's not good. It could make your test unfair if one path is shorter.
Even worse is the human tendency to see what we expect. You probably got results that matched your hypothesis. That's because you wanted the results to be a certain way, and since you can't really tell which ball hits first, you just sort of mentally decide that the one you expected to hit first did.
So what should happen? Well, according to the laws of physics, which we'll learn about in the next unit, all objects on Earth fall at the same rate. Every second they pick up about 10 meters per second of speed.
Everything falls at the same rate. The reason this sometimes seems not to be true is because of air resistance and surface area. Think about all the balls in the basket your group got. Some were small, some were large, some had holes, some didn't, some were perfectly round, and some were not. Think about the balls you used. Did they both respond to air resistance the same way?
Think about how a crumpled piece of paper drops versus a flat piece of paper. They weigh the same, but the flat paper catches more air because of its increased surface area. That's why it floats downward. You may not have noticed this happening during your lab, and now you probably think it doesn't apply to you, but tiny differences make a huge change in results, especially over such a short distance.
Now it's time to think about how fairly your test was run. If your results showed one ball falling faster than the other, your test definitely wasn't fair. Even if you got the right answer, your test might still not be fair. Think about the things we discussed in this video and decide what your claim will be. Remember, it's better to admit an unfair test than to fake it.
Random Panda.